Where you are is not an accident. God may not have sent the storm, but He is in control of the storm. Here's the test. Will you trust Him when you don't see any sign of things improving? Will you stay in faith when every thought tells you it's never going to work out?
I want to talk to us this morning about hidden blessings in the storms of life. Each of us this morning is in either one of three situations. You are either headed towards a storm, or you are just coming out of a storm, or you are in a storm right now. But whatever your situation, God is in control. Storms come suddenly, but God is not surprised.
Clarity. Because when you get in a storm, you become real clear of what matters and what does not. When you get in a storm, you're not trying to say, oh my God, let me get my Gucci bag. No. When you're in a storm, you get clarity as to what matters. Your priorities come into view when you're in a storm.
Greatness is not talent. Now, this is very important, so listen. There are some people who are good at doing, but they're not good at being. We see this all the time in fields like athletics and stuff. They're great, they're talented, they're great at doing something, but they're not great at being someone. They do something great, but they're not great. I don't just want to do something great. I want to be a great person, a great father, a great husband. I don't just want to do that. I want to be it.
Have you ever found yourself stuck in one of life's storms? And no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, it seems that you can't make any headway.
I still believe that things can turn around for me. I still believe that this is not my final position. I still believe that my family can get better. I still believe that if I lose this job, there is another job for me. Still believe that my marriage is not over. Turn to your neighbor and say, you got to keep your hope.
What's about to change inside of you that's going to make you know that your life is beautiful, that your life is magical, and that great things are supposed to happen to you. So don't stop chasing your dreams because the conditions change, because the environment becomes extreme. Don't stop running after your dreams because you're not where you expected to be. Don't stop.
So many times the storms in our life, we didn't prepare for them, we didn't plan for them, we didn't ask for them, we didn't even cause them, they just suddenly happen.
Someone's gonna get the candy in life. There's always candy in life. That piñata eventually always breaks down. Do you want to be the person who was there in the beginning, hitting as hard as you could and sacrificing and never get the candy? Or are you going to get something for your pain? Are you going to get something for your effort? Are you going to get something for this sacrifice you're making? You got to get something for this pain. You got to stick in the game until the candy comes out, and then we all get to celebrate. I promise you there's going to be a payoff for you.
Dreams without goals remain dreams, just dreams, and ultimately fuel disappointment. Dreams without goals. Yearly goals, life goals, daily goals, monthly goals, hourly goals. Goals on the road to achievement cannot be achieved without discipline and consistency. You understand?
Clap somebody and say, I believe. Is there anything you believe in that you'll sweat for, that you'll work for, that you'll labor for, that you'll commit yourself to? Is there anything that you love other than yourself?
No one can be great by living below their potential. Somebody else can be great doing the same thing you're doing because for them that's greatness. But if you're not giving it all that you have, all the talent that you have to achieve it, then that's not greatness for you, even though somebody else can be doing it. And for them, that's great. But for you, it's almost effortless. Therefore, you're not living at a level of greatness because you're not living at the fullness of your potential.
Our faith will be tested at different times in our life. If we weren't going to have any problems, we wouldn't need any faith. That's what faith is for. Faith takes us through the times that we don't understand and helps us come out victorious on the other side. You may be going through something, but the good news is you're going through. You're still moving. You're still alive. You're still breathing. You're going somewhere. You're going through. You're not devastated in the middle of, you're going through. And guess what? When you come out on the other side, you're going to be stronger than you were when you went in, and you won't even smell like smoke.
And the thing that you need to understand today is simply this, that the man who's too big to do little things is too little to ever do big things. So you start where you are. I wish things were different. I wish I'd have had this or that going for me. I wish I knew that person. I wish I had what they have. But you can sit around and wish and miss your whole life. Start where you are.
Just because you lost a job, don't stop trusting that God is my provider.
Sometimes you have to go through something to really get your insight, to find out who you really are, to find out what you really got, to find out that you're tougher than you thought you were, to find out that you can do more than you thought you could do. Through my eyesight, I connect with that which is around me, not that which is within me. And sometimes I cannot be delivered by that which is around me. I can only be delivered by that which is within me. If I look around me, I see circumstances. If I look in me, I see hope. So sometimes in order to really get your focus, you have to shut down your eyesight to build up your insight. Shut your eyes to what you see and turn on your insight to what you believe.
You have to be honest with yourself and truthful with yourself. And I think a lot of times what it is for me, I was expecting things from people that I wasn't giving to people. And so that's very selfish, you know? So I had to look at myself and say, you know what, this part of my personality needs to be changed. It needs to be fixed. So it's that reality that you have to have with yourself and that truthfulness, and not knowing that it doesn't make you weak by admitting these things. It doesn't make you less by admitting these things.
And whoever you are, whatever your paint job, you're still here. And this day is the best day of your life. This day, how could you say that? I don't have a job. This day, I'm going through foreclosure. I've just been evicted. How could you say that? If it's not, try missing one. You have the power in you. Change it. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. Find a way to win.
Don't go by what you feel. Your feelings don't always tell you the truth. Your emotions will try to convince you that it's never going to work out. Your mind will tell you all the reasons it's not going to happen. Look how big those obstacles are, and walk by faith. It may still be dark out, but I know you start the day in the dark. I know that means light is on the way. Keep doing the right thing. You're in a new day. You pass midnight. It may be 3 a.m. I've learned the longer it's taking, the better it's going to be.
How do you handle failure? How do you react when your plans collapse? How do you react when it's taken longer than you thought, it's more complicated than you thought, and you start doubting, do I even have the ability to do this? What do? Do you give in to self-pity? Listen, if at first you don't succeed, you're normal. Nobody succeeds at first.
You can't help victims when you see yourself as a victim. You have to announce your recovery to yourself. You got to command yourself, get up out of this hospital bed and start to moving.
The big challenge is to make something out of each opportunity. Now, if winters are always going to occur in our life, shouldn't we benefit from them too? Come the next winter, you could be on the inside looking out, seated by a warm fire, the company of a good friend, and those unique feelings of security in spite of the circumstances or the season.
We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to live a happy, healthy, prosperous life because life has no duplicate. And you can't be happy and you can't live a prosperous life and a successful life if you allow yourself to be burdened with other people's things.
So if you can't control something and you can't get control of it, you have to at least embrace what you can. There's only so much you can do, and you cannot completely eliminate it. But you can't control it, so why are you going to worry about it? Why are you going to stress about it? If there's something that's completely beyond your control, you got to detach from it and not let yourself get stressed about it.
God is getting you prepared for the blessing He's already prepared for you. When it's taking a long time, that's because the blessing is bigger than you can handle right now. He's getting you stronger, more mature, more confident. Don't be discouraged because it's been dark a long time. That's a sign God is about to do something that you've never seen. It's going to be bigger, more rewarding, more fulfilling than you've ever imagined.
Begin to know now that the night will pass, and as you learn to grow and progress, you will better understand how to handle every night and better live every day. Don't be afraid to face the facts of life. It is not negative to understand that the winters always come. Don't clip the word impossible out of the dictionary. Don't say, I don't want to hear the problem. I don't want to see the difficulty. Don't show me the weeds. Don't say anything negative. Only see the positive. That's foolish. There is a thin line between positive thinking and kidding yourself. And remember, there's also a thin line between faith and folly.
Along the way, I don't care who you are, whatever you pursue, you're going to have opposition. Long as you don't be what God made you to be. Your goals and dreams have to be bigger than your problems. When I ran into problems, and I ran into some big ones. Old people say I ain't got no problem bigger than my God. Well, I didn't. Even though it was times I felt like giving up, somehow, man, I remember all the scriptures my mother used to teach me. They used to come tumbling back in my head. I was living in a car for 3 years. I just kept the faith, man. Somebody sent me a plaque one time that I keep on my desk now. If you're going through hell, I mean, why would you stop there? Keep going. You know, I was in hell, so why stop now? You're going through hell. You should keep going. To stop now, you in hell, right? I've always had that mindset and like every day he wakes you up, it's a sign from God. and he has more to give you that you haven't received yet. I don't care what your situation is. Every day you wake up, you got to go, okay, wow, he got something else for me. The moment he's through with you, you ain't going to wake up no more. And so as long as he woke me up, I kept saying, well, maybe today is the day. That's for real. And I messed around and one of them days came. And I got to tell you, it's just, I don't even know how you're going to make it. Because when you get to them crossroads, what do? Everybody that's on a mission in life to achieve a goal he said, you have a turn back moment. That's for real. Everybody on the way to where you're trying to get to, you have a decision, and one day you can go forward or you turn back. The average person turns back. Like if you've had these like amazing dreams, but you just decided, well, I guess it wasn't the Lord's will. How do you know what the Lord's will was? If God puts a vision in your head, He put it in my head in the 6th grade that I would be on TV one day. I'm in the hood. I can't talk outside my house. So when the teacher asked me what I want to be when I grow up, I wrote that on my paper. The lady told me, you'll never be on TV. You can't even talk. My teacher told me that. He was paid to encourage students. You'll never be on TV. You can't even talk. Ta-da!
Here's the challenge: to produce more than you need for yourself and for your family. Yes, produce enough for yourself. If you want to get married, produce enough for yourself and for your spouse. With children, produce enough for your family. But why do more than that? To live a more extraordinary life so that he can give and so that he can share, so that he can be a person of benevolence. That's the more extraordinary. That's the more abundant life. To produce more than you need for yourself and for your children. How about producing much more than you need for yourself and family? I mean, why work that hard? Why go that far? Why not? If you've got the talent and the skill and the opportunity, see if you couldn't produce much more. Let's say you earned $10 million this year, and your family only need $3 million. Some families are more expensive than others, as I discovered. $3 million would, cover a big, high percentage. Now you have $7 million to give. Why do that? Why not? If you've got the talent and the skill and the time and the occasion and all of this stuff comes together, why not? How about producing far more and live the far more life? Andrew Carnegie built the big steel industry back in the 20s here in America. I'm going to spend the first half of my life earning money, the last half of my life giving it all away. Wouldn't you call that an extraordinary life? And the answer is yes. The first half of his life, he earned $400 million, which back then was a lot of money. Maybe back then it would total $40 billion, like Bill Gates. The first half of his life. Guess what he did with the last half of his life? Gave it all away. Why do that? And the answer is, why not? Why not do that? Plenty of ideas to chew on, digest, throw some away, refine some, thoughts to ponder, ideas to try, some skills to learn. And if we do that and do it well, you will say, hey, it was certainly worth the time and the money. Ideas plus inspiration. That's the mixture that really turns things on. We need ideas for the goals and plans, and we need inspiration for the emotional vitality. You've responded to the call, come, search, look, take notes, get it. Results is the name of the game. There's no purpose in learning just for learning's sake. Wisdom and faith serve no useful purpose unless they are deposited. Wisdom and faith deposited into activity, put to work, now produces a hotel, Salk vaccine, the city, an institution of learning, produces a career, produces a relationship. So the big job here is getting it all, going home and translating it into high activity, a better relationship activity, good health activity, a new burst of speed in your sales career, an entrepreneur program activity. Somebody says, here's the person who found me. Here's the person who wouldn't let me quit. Here's the person who got me started. Here's the person who believed in me until I could believe in myself. And then they mention your name. What if you had breakfast with a friend at Denny's 4 years ago and you recommended this book? You've got to read this book. And your friend accepted the idea, went and got the book. Now 4 years later, he's giving his testimonial. His marriage is safe. His business has flourished. Things are going extremely well. And where did this all begin for you? 4 years ago, I sat with my friend at Denny's coffee shop, and he insisted that I read this book. And that book led to the next book. That led to developing skills I never had before. That led to the next class. And now look at my business, look at my life, it's flourishing. See, that's a person-to-person seminar. Right? It doesn't matter the number. If you have a chance to deliver, here's a phrase, like I gave you this one to memorize. Just something that's really extra meaningful to someone. If you'll keep up that process, your name will continually appear in people's testimonials. You know, I've long ago made my fortune. I take the money. I don't need the money.
Think about Mr. Washington. Young man, what do you want to do with your life? I want to buy my mother a home, sir. I want to take care of my mother. I want to make my mother proud. How can you say you want to make your mother proud and you were in the dean's office the other day for fighting? They pick on me all the time. So you're going to fight them? Yes, sir. Why, Brown? Why? How do I get even, sir? Tell me. Anger is the wind that blows out the lamp of the mind. They pick on me all the time. I'm not like my brother. They always compare me to him. You want to get even? Yes, sir. You have a good memory, young man. Remember these words by Frank Sinatra. Become massively successful. The best revenge is massive success.